Hello, my name is Robert Miller, and this is Thoughts on Thought. I don't know. It's whatever I call it next time. Anyway, so where I'm at is at quantum thought. And I've been looking at quantum theory, and nothing seems to add up because we have these black holes that destroy everything, and they're scattered throughout the galaxy. So what if the black hole is neither a black hole, but a black seed? A star ages, matures, creates a seed, and now is spinning, creating more stars. Yeah, how about that? A black seed. Not a hole, but a seed. The reason that things don't add up is because they're not there yet. They're not getting sucked into an abyss black hole. They're being created out of it. Stars are black hole seedlings. Not every one of them is going to take, but the ones that do create galaxies. And the stars and universe come out of them. And since we are created of star dust, in other words, there is no product that is not in our sun, that is, or around us, in our galaxy, in our solar system, that is not part of us. The particles that are creating your human figure that you're sitting in right now and enjoying so much. And since you are the creator of your own reality, and since based on the newest science available, reality is neither here nor there, it's only where you are focused, the evidence that you are creating your own reality is that where you focus, it is being created. This is quantum. This is the quantum theory. And in the quantum theory, it does... things are not even there until you focus on them. The reality is infinite. Anything can happen. But I'd like to draw this because now that we've come to that conclusion that reality is neither here nor there, we can come to the conclusion that if we can imagine it, then it is possible. Before the Wright brothers, who imagined how to fly? They imagined it, then it was done. I'd like to say the universe came into existence the same way. It was imagined, then it was done. In full swing. There was not a day that there was a single plant on planet Earth. It was not a day or a moment when our sun did not exist. There wasn't a day, there wasn't a time that it was not. It's simply in the middle of the thought that is infinite in both directions. You're in the middle of an eternity. And it all began as it is. The universe is an extremely complex machine. And so is planet Earth. And so are human beings. And so are the cells in your body. And so are the atoms in the cells. And so are the electrons in the atoms. All complex, all very intricate, huge parts of our existence. And they were all created and all have been created by thought. So, if you can imagine yourself in a sports car, let's imagine yourself driving down the road in a sports car. Got it? You're in the sports car. Can you hear the motor? You can feel the acceleration. It's as real to you right now as the chair you're sitting in is. The difference is the chair was thought about long enough, hard enough, designed, and put together to make it into the physical reality that we call a physical reality. The sports car you're driving is just an imagination, but nevertheless could just as easily become a reality as you piece it together from where it began, which was a drive down the freeway, drive down a mountain road. You're on a curvy, drivey mountain road in a sports car. You can go there right now. It's exhilarating and fun. You can smell the exhaust. You can create this environment in your mind right now. And if you focus on it just a little bit harder, you can tell me what color it is. You can tell me the color of the interior. You can see the stereo. You can feel the road gripping. It didn't start out that way, but it was always that way as you focused on it. Well, your life is the same way. As you focus on it, it's going to mature and become more detailed. The universe was focused on by God, has been focused on, is being focused on by God. Case in point, the sun is 100 million nuclear explosions going off every second. And yet it stays in a ball, in the same place. Doesn't even move much, just kind of does its thing. At any 1 millisecond that there is not focus on the sun or the planet or you or your life, it can be evaporated just that quick or completely fall apart. So it is being created, not has been, it is being created, this physical universe we're existing in, and all of the other space and time as well, is being created at this moment right here, right now, in the middle of an eternity, with neither a beginning nor an end. It just is. And you are the participant in this universe that you have created, are part of, and so am I. And we are creating our own future and realizing these facts, one of us at a time. How fun is that? Being the beginning of all, the reason for all of this is the joy of creating. As you create, it is unfolding before you moment by moment. You will simply realize it as it comes into being. Just the same way everything else in our lives and everyone else's lives has since the beginning of what we know to be time, which is in the middle of eternity and started as it is and will continue to grow because we continue to create more and more black holes, which are seeds to universes. How amazing is that? All right, hey man, thanks for listening. If you agree, click like. If you don't, throw something back that makes more sense. Get another, put your own channel on, give me a link. Let's discuss what is. Let's discuss what is from a standard, from wherever that is for you. But I completely reject evolution. It just don't add up. I don't even know how many generations or how many eons this planet has been around because it literally, Earth devours the civilizations that were there before. How many teepees and grass huts have been completely lost to time? How many caves have been buried in the oceans? How many civilizations have been passed? I mean, it's the only evolution going on is the thought, is the evolution of thought. What we can imagine, we can achieve. And it's a step, it's a step, every step. As you imagine this, you now can imagine that. In other words, Henry Ford could not have even begun to imagine what was happening now. But he was able to imagine what did happen then, and that was an imagination as well. Began as a thought. And I promise you, when Henry Ford or anyone else imagines that, when an architect imagines a skyscraper, he doesn't imagine it as a hole in the ground and then begins to construct it at that point. We imagine it as a beautiful structure ready to go, and then deconstruct it into existence. Deconstruct it. Well, how tall is it? No, well, this one. Okay, we'll take 10 foot off because we got to do this. All right, deal. And put it all together. Well, your universe is put together the exact same way, with the exception of, instead of writing a blueprint, it just showed up. It had a past and how it was built, and for anyone to look for it, it's all over the place. And it remains to be intimately complex because that's the game we're playing. We'll never figure it all out, but it will never stop entertaining us as we try to figure out the pieces. But I think we've all come a long way. I think that through this conversation, people have begun to imagine things a little bit differently. And that, if that's the case, if the black hole is the seed, then we've completely reversed everything out. And I'd be very interested to find out if Albert Einstein's theory of relativity would work with that. And gravity, how does gravity work if it's coming out of a black hole, or if it's being created because of the black hole, the seed, and these things are coming out and being created in. I just love this kind of stuff. Anyway, this is Robert Miller. Hit me back. Let me know what's going on. I love to talk about this kind of thing. May God be with us all. Later, bye.